Hey there, it's Mindy from simplymindy.com, and today I'm sharing 8 mini tree DIYs, and these can all be made using dollar store products. And for each tree, I'm using this orange cone, and this I got from Dollar Tree, and it comes in a 2-pack. So for each one, I'm going to cut off this bottom edge and just round it out. And here's what it looks like once those square corners are cut off. So once I'm done cutting all of these so that it's circular at the base, I'm going to go ahead and spray paint them. And I used Rust-Oleum spray paint, and I painted 5 in black and 3 in white. And just for the sake of time, most of this video is going to be sped up, but I will be explaining each step I take for each different tree. So for the first one, I'm using this white mesh, and this I had on hand, but you can pick this up at Dollar Tree. They usually do have white during Christmas time. If you can't find this at Dollar Tree or any dollar store, you can generally find this at Walmart or any other craft store. So all I'm doing is taking the mesh. To start it, I'm just going to fold it to a point, and I'm tacking that down using my hot glue gun. And once it's set, all I'm doing is twisting the mesh onto itself just to give it like a rolled look, and I'm just going to continue rolling it and gluing every few inches or so all the way around the cone till I get to the top. Tree number 2 is a fabric rag tree. So I am taking this buffalo check scarf, and this is just left over from the Dollar Tree ornament DIY that I did. I can link that video if you're interested. But all I'm doing is taking this scarf and cutting strips about 1 inch wide. And once I'm done cutting all of those strips, I'm going to take each of them and cut them in half. If you're interested in seeing how I'm going to use these in my home for Christmas, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at simplymindy3. The link is also in the description box. But so once I was done cutting all of those, all I'm going to do is take my hot glue gun again and just put a line of hot glue and start gluing right about at the middle of the cone. I'm going to just take each strip and glue it on. I have no, order to this. It's not any kind of pattern or anything like that. I'm just gluing them on randomly. And I'm going to do this until I have all the pieces of scarf on. I will also link in the description box a few videos that inspired a couple of these different trees. So tree number 3 is a jute tree, and I'm sure you've probably seen this 1,000 times, but I'm still going to show you. And I'm sure I don't have to explain it too much, but for this cone, I'm just going to start right at the outer edge of that bottom lip, just so it covers up that those little lines that you see from where I cut off the corners, just so that it doesn't show once it's all done. So I'm gonna just go all around that outer edge and then continue gluing and wrapping all the way around, and I'm just stacking the rope onto itself basically. For my fourth tree, I'm going to use this black yarn, and I'm taking some long strands of it and I'm going to tie them together and create a braid. And for this tree, the inspiration is just those, you know, those trees that just have the light strands coming from the top down to the bottom, and it's like a wire base or whatever. I'm not sure what it's called, but you probably know what I'm talking about. So I'm just taking these braided strands, and I'm gonna just go from the top to the bottom vertically and glue them in place like this. So I'm actually starting from the bottom of the cone, and I'm gluing from the inside so that it gives me a seamless look, and I'm gonna glue it at the center of the top and go down the other side of the cone. And I'm just going to follow these same steps all around the cone until the whole thing is covered. For tree number 5, I am using these pine cones that I had on hand, and I actually repurposed these from a couple of garlands that I had gotten after Christmas on clearance last year. I never used the garlands, so I just took the pine cones off. And the way I'm going to attach these to this cone is, for the base, I'm using the larger size, and you can see I had divided them into 3 sizes. So for the base, I am turning them on the side rather than having them face straight out. And I'm going to attach them that way, going all around the base. And from there, each row thereafter will be facing out with basically the base of the pine cone attached to the cone. And I do kind of turn some sideways here and there based on the fit, but that's basically it. You're going to repeat this process all the way up to the top. So tree number 6 is a ribbon ruffle tree, and I'm using this wired ribbon from Dollar Tree, this black chevron patterned one, and just the plain burlap ribbon that they usually have year round. So to create my ruffles, I'm taking a piece of the ribbon, folding it in half, and I'm just measuring to see how long I want it. Then I'll unfold it and cut a bunch more strips at the same size. And to attach it, I'm simply folding it again, putting some hot glue right at the top, and attaching that to the cone. And I'm overlapping them slightly to create that ruffled look. And for my second ribbon, I'm going to follow the same exact steps. Fold it, find the size I need, cut a bunch more, and glue all the way around. And I'm just creating a repeating pattern, just with the burlap, then the chevron, burlap, chevron. Okay, for tree number 7, I am using these white poinsettia flowers. How do you say it? Do you say poinsettia? Poinsettia? Let me know in the comments. But I had 3 different types of flowers on hand, and I don't know, I guess Dollar Tree has different styles each year, but over the years I've collected these 3 different kinds, so I wanted to make them look similar. So I'm using this beaded wrap, and I'm just going to remove the center of the flower, and I'm actually gluing each piece together because once you take out that center piece, it pretty much falls apart. So I'm going to glue the flower back together, and then I'm using this kind of diamond looking wrap to create that center of the flower. And for the larger flowers, I'm using 3 pieces of this, and for the smaller ones, I'll just use 1. And to attach the flowers, I'm starting at the top center of the cone, and I'm just taking one of the smaller flowers and attaching that, and then I'll just create kind of a pattern so that, you know, each type of flower is spread around evenly. So, and I'm just going in like a diagonal way around the cone. And for my 8th and final tree, I'm taking the same black diamond looking wrap. I wouldn't really call it a diamond wrap. It's in the shape of a little flower. But I had this on hand from a couple years ago. I had done some decorations for my niece's birthday party, and I had this whole roll of it, so I decided just to put it to use. And for this one to start, I'm just going to take a strip of 2, and this is the only time I'm using a strip of 2 because I want to cover again that bottom lip of this cone. So I'm gluing it in a way that that first strip lays flat along that bottom rim. And you'll see in a second. I'll show you a little closer. But basically, once I have that first row done, all I'm going to do is take rows of 1 and glue around the cone all the way to the top. And because of the shape of the cone and the way the diamond wrap strand is connected, I did have to cut every few inches or so. And once I had covered the entire thing, I actually went in again with just single strips vertically, but I kind of bent them around so they created a little swirl-like pattern, and I glued that on just to cover the little gaps that were created from gluing around the cone. all the finished trees. Go ahead and let me know in the comments, have you finished decorating for Christmas? I thought I was done, and then every time I think I'm finished, I think of one more thing. So, is it ever done? I don't know. But you'll see in a second, I actually did go back and add bows to a couple of these trees just to finish it off. I thought a couple of them needed a little something at the top just to bring it all together. And I think this pine cone one is my favorite for sure. Go ahead and let me know if you stuck around to the end, which one is your favorite tree. And will you try any of these? If so, go ahead and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see what you come up with. Again, I want to thank you so much for watching. I may or may not have one more video by the end of this week. We'll see. If not, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This may very well be my last video for this year, but looking forward to lots of new projects in the new year, lots of decorating and room makeovers and more crafts. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. If you want to see all of it, go ahead and leave a comment too. Again, thanks for watching.